Okay, we have 2 Nubian goats. Planning on milking them out. We've never milked goats out before for dairy. We've had sheep in the past that we've helped obviously get the lambs on. We've milked these guys a little bit just to help get the babies on again. But we never ran an actual like dairy. So that's the plan with these guys. That'll be all new. Just make sure they're getting the nutrition right and handling the goat's milk because we know that's a little finicky. So that'll all be a learning issue or process, I guess. But right now it's midday. She's lactating, has 1 baby. She's due any day. Technically tomorrow's her due date. But she's ready to roll, and I just saw her pawing and stretching, which could indicate labor. So I'm coming up to get waters due to lactation and pregnancy, and then they are due also for a midday graining. So we're going to get that knocked out and check on her and see what her back end's looking like. And then drop some shavings down. Once this doe kids, we're hoping to get everybody out of these jugs and into the bigger barn so they can just have more room to run, and then hopefully in another month or so get them outside on pasture. That's the hope and dream right now. And then just a side note, we had a heat lamp in for that little girl. First week she was born, she had a little rough start, and then we stacked hay bales. We do live in a cold climate up in the north, and we've been seeing negative all the way up until last night. It's not supposed to be, it's not showing it's supposed to be, but it's what it's been. So we found out just packing hay bales all around has been helpful. She's got a heat lamp, just so if she does have babies in the night, hopefully they'll find it. We do check on them every hour throughout the night. And then we've been keeping the barn door open just for airflow, because they can get pneumonia easily this time of year being cooped up. Like I said, the goats are somewhat new to us, but not livestock. We ran a commercial sheep farm. We had between, I think, 13 and 20 sheep at any moment, and we were selling that for lamb 9 years. And just, life got in the way, and also just cost and time, moving the product and feeding them out. We will get into dairy with these guys, and then also, I've never had goat meat before, but we're hoping that that's something that we like, so we could have meat and milk, which will turn into cheese. And then we know that you have to separate it for butter. We don't have any of that stuff yet, just stuff for milking. But like I said, we want to make sure that this is the path we're going on. If this ends up being a total flop, likely probably getting like a miniature cow or Dexter or something for the same principle, milk and meat. Here's some more water. This is our water for our barn. So just anybody that's wondering, this is down, I believe, got to be close to 5 or 6 feet. It's all 3-inch stone, and then we dug further down so that way if something leaked, it wouldn't just freeze onto it, so it can drain off of it. And this actually does connect to the house way down. We ran a big 1-inch pipe, and it's a frost-free well, or spigot, I guess. And then trial and error, it froze the first year we had it, and it was just due to cold weather. So we just had some foam lying around. So we put foam around and spray foamed it, and then I had some mold pipe insulation. This is what we insulated the water pipe the whole way through. It's just like a styrofoam, but it's really dense for cold. So that's all that's underground. In some spots it's only a foot buried because I'm on ledge here, and it's, knock on wood, hasn't froze since. So the problem was up here, and then we also have electrical run up through. That's the setup's easy but convenient. And get her some water. We always got comments when we used to raise sheep how our lambs would always be eating grass real early. And it's this kid right here is 2 weeks old as Monday. And then see the pine. But she's barely 2 weeks old. And she's already trying to eat grass. Because we primarily grass feed our animals, obviously, unless there's a circumstance, which, you know, pregnancy, we flush too before we breed. But if it's just like during the summertime, it's grass rations. We learned the hard lesson with our lambs, our sheep, I should say. We tried to do strictly grass-fed program when we started, and we had a lot of loss the first year. We just couldn't get it right, and then we tested our hay, and we had a mentor that was very, very smart in nutrition, had everything broke down, and now we know, like, we add in corn prior to birthing, I think 2 weeks prior, and we kind of got off the pure grass-fed only because it was healthier for the babies, healthier for moms. We haven't had any catastrophic loss since we really gave up on the 100% grass-fed and just played by nutrition. Okay, so we're progressing. We've got some discharge. We're just prepping. It's 39 in the barn right now. But it's pretty cold, and so just judging by the way the last kid went, we took an old sweatshirt and made basically a little coat. It's just enough to keep their body heat in. So I just made this one here. I got more pushing. She's been in labor, I would say, for 40 minutes. She started at 5:30 at night. It's got to be 15 past now. I had a big boy. Need a little help getting out his head with his front knuckles. She was really straining, and we're expecting a few more for her to come out. So just gave her a little tension with her contraction while she was pushing. I don't want to re-ripping anything. Just a little tension as she pushes. And just I was able to get that first knuckle through, and once that was through, she did the rest on her own. Again, very hands-off, but we also know she's got a long night ahead of her, so I wanted her to conserve her strength. So I think she might be sitting back in. She's going to have probably more contractions. She's got to have at least another one in there, so. Just as I was helping her, the fluid off, the sack off the first baby. Again, normally we don't do this, but it's so cold, they're already shaking. She went into contractions for a second one. We have 2 boys right now. I'm just waiting to see if she got a third in there. We'll give her some time. If she passes here, she might have a third. Might be a third right here. But we'll keep you posted. You did good, girl. You did good. Yeah, good girl. Okay, so I got some fresh shavings down. I'll probably bed it one more time just to cover all the fluids and stuff from the birth. We haven't seen any other signs of a third. And the only other thing is we're waiting just to see if she passes her afterbirth to make sure all that's going good. We've got these guys dried off. She's done the rest of the drying off. I just helped her get the sack off them. It's nothing I normally do. However, like I said, the cold is pretty bad and they're already starting to shiver. One of the boys, we had to clip the umbilical cord because it was dragging on the ground. And we don't want infection or anything to go up through there. And then we dipped them in iodine all the way to their bellies. Now we're watching for them to get their first drink of colostrum. Mom's bag is full, ready to go. They're trying really hard. It's actually the first set of babies I've ever seen get up within an hour and try to find the teacher nurse. So that's kind of cool. But I'm going to give them about 10-15 more minutes, and then I'm just going to see if I can help them get their first drink. And then I'll probably put sweaters on them just because, like I said, the temperature is dropping. I think it's below 20 degrees. 40, almost 40 here in the barn. And that's just by having the goats in here, the 2 dogs, a heat lamp, and some hay stacked around. Gotten everything almost cleaned up. All the stuff I used, gloves, all that stuff thrown out. We'll just keep waiting, and hopefully they can find it themselves. So there's the setup, like I was saying. Normally all of this is set up before kidding, but it just didn't happen this year. So we're fighting that. Okay, so now they've got room to run, stretch their legs. Mom's got a better free choice of hay here. We were coming up 3 times a day for hay feedings and grain. Now they have free access. There's some first cut here. 2 things a second cut. And I'll probably actually green them again right now. And then I'll get these guys a heat lamp. They don't really need one, but I think we're supposed to get down a little bit next weekend. Supposed to be 10 or something. So we're going to wean them during the day and then just turn it on at night. Is the plan.